Hi everyone, my name is Umu and I'm ReacttotheK channel creator.
Hello, it's me, Jarod, a trumpet player. You may recognize me from some previous seasons of Classical Musicians React.
So, welcome to Jarod's and my ONEUS Come Back Home and To Be or Not To Be reaction. The reason why we are comparing both in this video is because I have heard the live version on Road to Kingdom of Come Back Home, and when I previewed To Be or Not To Be, I found some similarities, aka time signature, in them. I'm like, I really want to hear the music video studio version of Come Back Home, and they just released another song that's kind of similar in vibe. Let's react to it. If you are curious about my Road to Kingdom reactions, I did marathon all of the performances of the series, and I uploaded my reactions to Patreon, accessible by all tiers. I really enjoyed getting to see more sides of ONEUS on Road to Kingdom, and I really enjoyed watching the Come Back Home performance. Probably my favorite performance by them. Also, I really like their Be Mine cover.
So, commencing reaction in 3, 2, 1. Pow-pow.
Oh, listen to that reverb. Very militaristic snare line, which fits what's going on screen.
It has a very regal feel with the placements on the beats, but just in the silence in between. It's just like we're marching, you know?
And now we're using lower boomy percussion, which contrasts from the beginning snare, which was just added back in.
So emphasis on 1 and 3, and it has a very regal feeling, dramatic as we're in the theater now.
Ah, I love the music hall aesthetic. For maybe biased reasons. I love keeping this halftime, and then we have vocal line moved up in range. Oh, it just keeps going higher and higher.
See, now we progress into ba 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 ba. So we had all that space rhythmically, and now it's getting busy, the complexity growing as the song progresses. That's development. That's fun.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. New beat. Trap kind of takes over while we have the orchestra in the back. Quiet. But now the orchestra stuff is more forefront.
This is sick. Just like the way the sound moves, how it's like grows but then comes back, that fluidity, that motion of the sound. Like that's what we're talking about. We talk about motion, that's like so sick. It's just like, and then the choreography just spells that out visually. I'm just feeling the song so rhythmically right now.
That instrumental kind of sounds like screams. This section feels more hopeful because of the gentle textures.
This song is a movie. This song is a movie. Like, listen to where we are now and listen to where we came from. And that voice.
I like the placement of the rappers here. They kind of subvert your expectations, which makes this a lot more satisfying.
Oh, that's so sick. See, they're combining all the elements and it's like this epic finale. Holy cow.
And then a little bit of a release that we've been wanting this whole time. Yeah. This song, oh, there's more? Did they slay the beast? Okay. Did that one guy have an arrow sticking out of him? Oh, that's interesting. Da, na na na, major 3. Interesting. Okay, I want to just immediately jump back to the beginning. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So this is a little bit more syncopated, but it seems like there's kind of a motif for when certain beats are emphasized throughout the track, because at the very beginning they're hitting on 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, I think. So it's a little bit on the weak beats, but then when we shift to the verse, it hits on 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So 1, 3, 1 instead of 1 and. 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Having such spacious hits, like everything striking at the same time, it builds tension, and so I think having this tension and release throughout the track fits really well, and we'll dive into more details when I discuss with Jarod at the very end.
Oh my gosh, there's so much happening, and it's very cinematic in nature. From the use of just rhythm, I think rhythm is kind of the backbone to every song, especially for individuals like myself who we don't have perfect pitch. So if you're not able to like recognize notes, or maybe not necessarily pinpoint exactly what chords are happening where, one thing that's consistent is just rhythm, because rhythm is math, rhythm is time, rhythm is just is an experience that we can all break down. Like, you don't need special ears, you just need you feel it in your body. And what was really cool there is it starts off in this very march, like emphasis on 1 and 3, like you're marching, you're entering this song, you're entering their story, you're entering their world. And then that develops, we get little motifs like that, bum, 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 bum. Like it starts moving, space starts to come together, time starts to get faster and drives the momentum forward of the song. And it's really cool when that happens. And then, of course, it gets intense, and then it releases a little bit. You get that cool section where I was like, I don't want to talk right now, because it's like, it gets very melodical, very lyrical. We enter a different space, a different time, and a different scene to the story that this song tells, and that's really excellent artistry. And then the finale is like, we take that march, we take the rhythm, we take their great lyrical voices, and we put that all together and just create this epic experience, all in 4 minutes and 16 seconds. It was like so cool. So for me, rhythmically, this song was so cool and just very exciting.
Let's move on to Be or Not to Be. I'm actually really excited to get to this. Since I heard a few seconds of it, I already started running it through our vetting process that we have, where graduated musicians from the Classical Musicians React series vote on songs, so that the finished reaction could be like super positive and people would have a lot to say. And everyone already voted yes. So the song's going to be appearing on the Classical Musicians React Season 5, even though I haven't heard it yet. So I'm really excited for this. 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. So are we continuing with Romeo and Juliet, or I guess the Shakespeare, right? Theme from Road to Kingdom. You okay? Oh.
Lightning. Just about to get. We got some panning, little dots. Sonic dunks. The guitar and synth piano behind it creates a very introspective opening. So you have the plucked guitar with the padded keyboard, creates this very introspective vibe, sonic atmosphere, and of course, excellent vocals. Such excellent vocals.
His vocal layering. And here's the triple. Interesting, coming in on the pre-chorus. It's a smooth transition because it kind of fades in. Oh, and we're back to duple. Well, that's a new thing. And now we're back to triple. Da-da. And then we resolve that leading tone that they ended on. With a totally new vibe. Oh, we have some modal mixture. Da da da. Or actually, I'll figure out the key later.
So now, the backgrounds in the chords rhythm's very short. Well, now it's long, but earlier it was just like bump, 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 creating that tension and release. And now here we are in a lyrical section. Here where everything's flowing. Contrast is key. Ending on that leading tone. But that's the leading tone I'm talking about.
And super dramatic, well-mixed percussion. Synth. So many times, K-pop songs use the pre-chorus triple to transition to a chorus in triple. So this really shocked me when it goes back to subdivisions of 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it goes back! Love the guitar. Doubled both sides.
I love this like vocoder-esque synthesized voice experience. That's such a cool sound. Because now the voice in the lyrics in the song, like, you know, the singers can turn into a chordal instrument, which is, I think, always exciting.
Ooh, no. Okay, why no? Okay.
The show must go on. The show must go on.
We do not condemn gun violence! Gun people, go away!
I'm getting some like Jiraiya versus Pain vibes, like I have to complete the mission. But vocoder, synthesizer, rhythmic, floaty bits. Again, epic finales.
It ends on the leading tone? Why do you do that? And then it ends on the leading tone again. There we go, there's tonic. What the f- Wait.
Meanwhile.
I love that at the end, because at first I was just like, oh, okay, they chose to be, like they put the crown on, but then you have this mysterious ending and you're like, oh, that's the question mark at the end of the story.
So that note at the end, that's like what I kept mentioning tonic. This is where we feel most resolved and at home. So we have this note at the bottom and then this, except it kind of goes like this. It slides in. And this note tells us whether the key that we're in is major or minor. Na, 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 na. Tells us it's minor. Na, na, na. Tells us it's major. And that little last note at the end, it starts in minor and then like slides up to major and then slides back down to minor. That was fun. I was absolutely, my breath was taken away by the music video. I was really, really amazed by the aesthetics and storyline. So I'm going to close my eyes and go back into the chorus, because I was definitely shocked about the whole meter changes stuffs in this one. I love. Nice. We have like a little guitar slide that transitions us to the chorus, which is honestly the chorus. It isn't right in feeling, but also it isn't as dense and dark as shown in the music video. It doesn't have like the wall of sound or dramaticness that Come Back Home has. It is a little bit more, has an energy maybe that I wouldn't imagine to happen with the music video, except this section. Na, 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 na. So that's a 1 flat 2 1. That shows us it's in Phrygian. 153 2 1. Na, na, na. But that's a major 3, so that means we are in Phrygian dominant. Okay, let's go discuss with Jarod.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Oh, yes, I agree.
Well, what was catching my ear was just like how they ended phrases on leading tones.
Duh.
The entire time I'm thinking of just like, oh, to be or not to be. It's like this question mark of a statement, and then to have these phrases end on leading tone, I was like, it makes sense. What the heck?
Yeah, what I found for both tracks, I felt what the importance was for the first track was the rhythmic flow and rhythmic development, while in the second track it was, yeah, the melody, the instrumental ambiance, and yeah, how they ended their phrases.
Dude, we're such on the same page, because the first track I was like the way I experience and feel this song is totally in the rhythm. What I love about both songs, but what I really appreciate in the first one was the way they develop and execute a finale to the song, because basically you have all these elements, you bring them all together, and like it makes sense, and it's like so much happening.
Just a tiny bit.
Just a tiny bit, but just a tiny bit, but all of the key components of each element are still there, so you're still experiencing it. So basically, I'm just like, I have the lyrical section I really liked. I have all the rhythmic components that were like just also creating a great experience, just happening like kind of all at the same time, and you're just kind of in this musical euphoria.
Which one was your favorite?
I think Come Back Home was.
Same.
Just because the entire time I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say that I wasn't for To Be or Not To Be, but like the bar was just set, like it was just elevated the entire time. It's just like, yeah, I think that's my favorite.
I think also to Come Back Home is a lot more satisfying to go halftime when we had so many so many subdivisions right before, and then to go into this huge sound that just feels so good. While in To Be or Not To Be, it's less satisfying when going back to Double, I feel like, because you're suddenly feeling this new, bigger feel, and then when you go back to this rigid duple, it's like, oh, we're jolted back to something else. However, I think I enjoyed my first listen of To Be or Not To Be more than I did enjoy my first listen of Come Back Home, because there was a lot more unexpected areas, and I love not being able to predict stuff. But on re-listens, I like Come Back Home better.
I think that nails it right on the head there.
All right, everyone, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Which one is your favorite? And yeah, thanks so much for coming, and we'll see you next time. Okay, bye!
Bye!